If you're training for your first 50k and you want to know how to fuel,
this episode's for you.
let's dive in. All right, welcome back. Welcome back to Between Miles.
Hi.
Today is episode 2 of how to train for your first 50k. My name is Caroline. This is Lydia.
Hi.
Lydia is basically my coach.
I am.
And today we're going to talk about fueling and nutrition. In the previous episode, we talked about how to start training for your first 50k. So if you missed that, make sure to watch it. We'll link it somewhere.
Yeah, but today's the good stuff. Why we ultra run.
Today is the snack stuff, which is great. We are actually out on a run
with
some of our friends, with these people. So we're going to talk about fuel and nutrition. And the way we're going to start this off is by me asking Lydia.
Yes.
Liz, when should I start training my fueling and nutrition for my first 50k/ultra? Because obviously, depending on your background, if you've run half marathons, marathons, whatever, you might have a little bit of experience with taking gels. But I assume that most people watching this are quite new to fueling for an ultra, for like a 50k or more.
Yeah. So firstly, if you're going in for your first 50, you've probably raced a 10k, a half marathon, maybe even a marathon. And I'd like to hear that you fueled on all of those.
Yeah.
That's the ideal scenario. So I'll go through that scenario and then I'll go through someone who's maybe completely new and you're going in crazy and you're just doing your first 50. You've never trained for anything before. So firsthand, you know what gels you like. So if you've been fueling before, then you've tested out your gels, you like a certain brand, and that's sort of where you want to, that's your base, that's where you want to start with those gels. And you want to also test out if you like real food. Ultramarathons can be a lot longer, which can, some people like real food, some people like taking on gels if it's a 50, and if it's longer then they'll take on real food. So it's really about testing out what you like.
And real food on a 50k, what would you say that means?
That can mean anything from maybe some dates, maybe a nut bar, crisps because they've got a bit of salt in, anything you feel comfortable eating really.
Have you taken crisps on any of your runs?
I have actually. If you're English, then you'll know hula hoops, which are super hard crisps.
I was going to say because they crumble, right? Like
so they're like super, they don't really go stale.
Yeah.
I actually took them all the way to Oman with me in the desert.
Nice.
But they're a good one. But also, when you come to aid stations at 50Ks, you will usually find a lot more real food than if you were to be running half marathon or a marathon.
Yeah, it's usually a bit more like a trail race, right?
Exactly. And your 50k probably is going to be a trail race.
Yeah.
So with that elevation means different fueling because you're going to be going up and down. A 5k might take you twice as long. So that's one side of it.
So before we dive into the other side, hold that thought. What kind of real foods can people expect at an aid station?
Yeah, okay, so an aid station obviously depends on the country because it's very country specific. I recently did a trail race in France and they have cheese, ham, bread and chocolate, which is ever so slightly different.
Yeah, no fruits?
No, they do have fruits, but so then the staples that you find everywhere, that's probably like your country specific, they'll always have that.
Yeah.
But your go-to that you know will probably always be at a trail race is fruit, banana, watermelon,
orange.
Always orange, always a good one. Then they'll probably have crisps.
Yeah.
Usually like a plain salted one.
Yeah.
Something with salt content. And then sweets.
Yeah.
They'll probably have some sort of like, Haribo candy, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so we go back to the other side.
Yes.
Do you still have your thought?
The other side is you're maybe going in for you've done a 10k, you've never done a 50, but you want to try it out. Then I would say, we're going off road.
It's going to be interesting. Single track, let's go.
Then I would say, the best thing to do is you want to try out your gels first.
Okay.
Get completely, oh God, get comfortable taking on gels, because that's probably the easiest on your digestion. Once you're comfortable taking on gels, you could probably think about real food. Your gels are made for, you know, sports and activity.
Yeah.
Whereas real food isn't.
I mean, I think important to note the difference is that in gels, the type of sugar they put in there, like maltodextrin, is very fast, like very fast absorbing.
Exactly.
So you get that energy quickly. And obviously in real food, even when you take something that is easy to digest, the sugar release is often a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Am I right there? Like
no, 100%.
Okay.
And it takes more muscles in your stomach. You know, that blood is like when you get like a cramp from your stomach from taking on food, it's because all the blood is going elsewhere in your body.
Yeah.
And your stomach doesn't have enough blood to digest that food.
Yeah.
So it's going like, what's happening?
Yeah.
So it is like you've got to train your stomach to take on those sort of things and use those muscles wisely while you're still exercising.
How would you recommend people find their first gel if they've never actually tried out any gels?
Ooh. So, I mean, ideally, you maybe run at run clubs, you maybe ask some friends, kind of try certain gels, because it can be expensive out there.
Yeah.
Trying out loads of different gels, especially if they don't work or you have to buy them in bundles. So first off, ask a friend.
Yeah.
You know, see if you can try some.
It's a good idea. If you have friends that are running that usually use gels, or maybe even if they don't, they might still have some lying around.
Yeah.
It's good to
just
just
ask. Let me go
ask.
on the other side of you, sorry. Oh,
Sure,
microphones.
No so that's a good one. And otherwise, would you check if you can buy like multiple separate ones on the website?
Yeah. Actually, Decathlon's quite good for selling, you know, individual gels.
Yeah.
If you want to start somewhere that's probably got an easier price point.
Yeah.
Because there are so many companies out there. You can always see if they do sample packs or anything like that. If you can just buy one. Most companies nowadays do just sell one individually.
Yeah.
So you can order those.
Or
Or if you have a sports shop near you, you know, like health shops will sometimes sell a couple. Supermarkets even. Intermarché, here do.
Yeah, true.
So
yeah,
just trying them out. And I think the best thing to do is, I know everyone says try them on your long runs, but actually trying them on your long run might be more problematic, because you might be 30k out or even, you know, not near home, and then you have a stomach issue.
Yeah.
Or you don't like the gel, something goes wrong, then what do you do?
Yeah.
You know, the best thing to do is go on that 15k, go on that 10k, near the end, try the gel, see what it's like.
Yeah, still run a little bit on it, just see how your stomach responds, but maybe by the time it would actually respond, you're pretty much home.
Yeah.
Yeah. My other favorite is to do it on the track, because you can still keep running, but you're always near a bathroom.
Yeah.
So,
no safety.
Yeah.
And
but
also,
it takes
I
away
think
a lot of the pressure as well. I think otherwise you might start focusing a lot on, oh, how am I feeling?
Yeah.
And when you know, like, I can stop at any point, I'm close to home or to a bathroom, like, it takes away
the pressure.
Yeah, the pressure.
Yeah. Also, if you go on a long run, like, needing the bathroom when you're running is very normal. Take some tissues. There's always a bush.
Yeah.
There's always, if you're in a big city, there's always a bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the end of that run. Like, just go and you'll feel fine.
Yeah.
I think sometimes there's the pressure of like, oh, you know, if I have a bad stomach, then I need to end the run.
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, you probably just need the bathroom and then you're fine. You can carry on running.
Absolutely true. And doing that, like, the first time might feel a little bit, I know, embarrassing. Even when you're alone, you might get into your own head.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are going to be 100% fine.
Yeah.
I know the first time I was like, oh my God, am I doing this? But then you realize, actually, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good one. Then also there's like, when it comes to gel, so start training them on easy runs as well, like shorter ones, maybe close to home, maybe on the track. How do you figure out how many gels you should be taking? Do you have like a strategy for that?
Yeah,
some
so
kind of rules?
this is one of those things that's very dependent on the person.
Yes.
Obviously there's a lot of talk, I think, on the internet of, you know, some people being like, you don't need gels until like past 90 minutes, and there's loads of discussions there to be had.
Yeah.
But I think what's really key is, especially in ultramarathons, is you're going for such a long time that you don't want to get to the point where you have depleted all your energy,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to catch up on the fuel.
Yeah.
So really think about how long you're going to be out there and really start fueling earlier the better
Yeah.
than anything. And I actually don't go off distance. With something fast, like a flat road marathon, you can go off that distance. But for me, I do every 40 minutes.
Okay.
Every 40 minutes I take on a gel, whether I've gone 5 kilometers, 2 kilometers, 10 kilometers, whatever, I take on that gel.
And you have had food before the run as well.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I always have the same thing for every run, no matter how small or big the run.
Yeah.
I always have a huge bowl of oats with some sugar
Yeah.
or honey.
And
Oh,
do you at all like think about how many carbs your gels have? Do you care? Or is that not that important to you?
I don't find that important. I think some people really like the data,
Yeah.
and knowing exactly
How much?
how much, when, like hydration.
Yeah.
I actually really don't like really being, you know, super precise. Like, I don't weigh out my oats. I don't,
Yeah.
you know, if it goes 50 minutes or if it's 35 minutes and I take a gel, I'm not super precise like that.
Yeah.
It's really rough. But I have Morton, and I know that if I'm on a trail run, I'll take a couple 160s, a couple 100s,
Yeah.
and I'll also,
And the 160, 100, the difference is the amount of carbs?
yeah, the amount of carbs.
Okay.
So,
Because the Martin 100 is 100 calories.
yeah, so that's the calories. That's not
Yeah.
the carbs.
Yeah, yeah.
So the carbs, I want to say it's like 25 grams in the 100.
Yeah.
Obviously a bit more in the 160.
And probably around 40 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful view.
beautiful.
So nice.
Yeah, so I really like taking a couple of those options. If I know, like, oh, big climb coming up,
Yeah.
I'll take that 160. And then also the caffeine ones, always good to be really flagging,
Yeah.
to have a little caffeine boost.
Yeah, which is something people should really train though, to see if your stomach can
Yeah.
handle caffeine.
100%.
And also, you might take it the first time and not feel good. Doesn't mean that it's always going to be like that.
Yeah.
This is why we call it also fueling training.
Yeah.
You need to train your gut. So just like if the first time doesn't go well, just keep trying,
Yeah, 100%.
because you don't know how it will be after you've done this a few times. One other thing that I've personally experienced to be very helpful is to start going out for runs a little bit later.
Yeah. So you've got a
Like-
full stomach of food.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's not nice. I always used to just kind of skip it because I thought, well, my stomach hurts, I'm not gonna go. But the more you start doing it, the better it gets.
Yeah.
And it has made fueling a lot easier for me now when I do the long runs.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
What kind of, like, we personally have a friend who doesn't like gels.
Yes.
What alternatives are there for those people?
I think it's actually very common to not like gels.
Yeah,
And also to prioritize like maybe whole foods or real foods.
yeah,
That's like really out there. There are companies that do, you know, very whole food based gels
yeah,
that are like based in dates or based in something more solid.
we will put some of the brands on the screen.
Yes,
so people can
we
check them
will.
out.
Yeah, so they're really good options.
Yeah.
But if you still want to go more whole food or you don't want to buy anything, you want to make your own, there's loads of recipes out there. But potatoes, great one. Mash them down, have them in a pouch.
So buy your own pouch, fill them up.
Yep, you can do
Yeah.
that.
You can kind of make your own gels that way.
Exactly.
There
you
are
can,
actually videos on YouTube that explain really well how to do this. I
Yeah.
happened to see one last week.
yeah.
And it's not that difficult.
No, like, so you can do potatoes, bit of salt for electrolytes, add some maple syrup,
Yeah.
and there's a pretty simple one right there. Obviously you've then got to make them.
Yeah.
So, you know, some people don't want that process of like...
True. And also, when I looked this up, because obviously making your own gels is also a lot more sustainable.
Yeah.
So it's a really good option, but you do need to keep in mind that they stay good for like 3 to 5 days in the fridge. So you just gotta prepare ahead.
Yeah, you might be making them quite often. Also the gel packets that are refillable on. Amazing if you're like racing maybe a road marathon.
Yeah.
And then also there's things like dates, dried fruit, nuts, which is also actually a very good option if you're maybe doing your first ultra and you know you're doing it to maybe, you know, do it for sponsorship, do it for charity, you're going to walk most of it, things like that.
Yeah.
Stick away from the gels. If you're going to be walking most of your 50k, stick to real food.
Yeah, because I think when you're not really pushing pace, your stomach is also a bit more chill.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry that quickly about the same upset gut.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, okay, so we've talked a lot about nutrition, kind of like during training. Obviously, we quickly mentioned what you have before. So you have a big bowl of oats with honey and sugar.
Yep.
You can also start to train later in the day after you've already eaten.
Yep.
Post-run, protein.
Post-run. Now, some people think just protein, but actually what you really want here is a good combination. So you want to get your carb levels back up and you also want protein. So you, instead of in the morning obviously having like pretty much all carbs, you then switch that out to have maybe like a 70-30 sort of ratio of like 70 protein, 30 carbs. So you still want to be refueling with your carbs. Obviously, if you have peanut butter, some healthy fats and something in there as well, it's great. So you can have that like well-balanced post workout. So like an example I always go for is chocolate milk. Has electrolytes in there, has everything, but I'll have that maybe, you know, as I make something else like eggs on toast or you know,
get
a smoothie bowl
or a cup of chocolate milk.
No,
And then,
don't just have that, but that's great. Like if you've been working out and you're traveling back home, you know, stop at the shop and get a little chocolate milk on the way. Like, you know, have that something backed up, ready to go straight afterwards.
Yeah, and if you're lactose intolerant like myself, you can get soy chocolate milk or something. It has less protein, but it still has some. And you do get like the electrolytes and the rest of the benefits. So
and what you'll find, so I came from obviously not fueling correctly when I first started running. And as soon as I started fueling before runs, in runs, and then also immediately after with the correct things, I wasn't tired. I'd always run these long runs or even just short ones and middle of the day, needed a nap, really tired, just exhausted all the time. And fuel, it does magical things.
For sure.
And
you start also getting less injured.
Way less, like no injuries, as long as you're doing all the other little bits on the side. It is magical. And you'll really see the benefits once you start fueling.
For sure. And then one thing that we have not touched on yet, which I think is part of this as well, is hydration. So, I mean, we quickly mentioned chocolate milk after now. Okay. What would you recommend people do for, like, imagine they are training, you go out for a long run on Sunday, it's Saturday. Do you start pre-hydrating? Yes.
I mean, like anything, even for your long runs, you're doing a little mini carb load before. So you want to be having that bowl of pasta the night before just to get ready. But also, especially if it's summer like it is now, you want to be really careful of your electrolytes. You can actually drink too much water, believe it or not, which then just doesn't hydrate you anymore. So you want to keep your salt levels up. So I always have a glass of electrolytes before bed. And sometimes if I wake up extra thirsty, I'll have one before the run. I actually tend to prefer not to take one with me on my long runs. I will have an electrolyte, either salt tab or one that you put in water with me in case. But then I like to have water with me. Then finish the run, with an electrolyte
Yeah.
tablet.
So
But
you're
on a
not like-
race,
yeah.
I would take an electrolyte bottle with you.
Yeah.
But on long runs, I
Not
tend
so
to
much.
find one before, one after is plenty. You're not
Yeah.
going for that. You're not out there for 50k.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So there's a difference between just training and racing. Oh, we're doing a tiny break. We will keep running for a little bit. Okay. See, sometimes you have a bathroom
break.
on your long runs. So
Like we
that's
planned
ideal.
it.
Okay, I think, we covered fuel during, before, after, we covered hydration. Is there anything else you think we should mention around fueling?
I don't think so. I feel like we've covered it all.
Oh yeah, I guess like with carbs, you need just figure out what works for you.
Yeah,
Make
but I
sure
guess
to train your little carb load as well.
yeah, I guess if you guys have any questions or specific things on food that you really want to know,
Yeah.
drop a comment below and we will answer anything you want to know on nutrition.
Absolutely.
Because obviously this is what we think about, but we have been fueling for runs and we've been doing it a while.
Yeah.
So I feel like when we talk about it,
It's easy
maybe
to
we
forget something. Yeah.
you go from like what you sort of know. So yeah, just drop a comment.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Nice.
with that, this was the episode on fueling and nutrition. In the next one, I think we're going to talk gear essentials.
Oh.
What do you need to bring on your long runs, on your practice runs, and of course, when you're 50k.
We might even take you on an adventure run so we can use all the gear.
Who knows? Sounds like a good idea. All right. See you in the next one.
See ya!